Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, well, TGIF and happy Friday, everybody. Here we go now, heading right on into the weekend. But I tell you, before we get to our weekend, we've got a weather speed bump that we're going to be hitting later today and tonight. We have an opportunity of rain and storms, and it also appears as though there may be an opportunity of some severe weather around the area. So I do want to get you caught up on that. Of course, we're also talking about the rest of your weekend forecast and maybe even a pretty active El Nino pattern as we get into parts of next week as well. But first of all, this will be our Friday. And again, out there so far this morning, a lot of low-grade cloud cover. There's even a little bit of mist, at least here on the Dallas side of town, and that's going to linger through at least a good part of the day. I don't see a lot of sun here locally, but again, notice your rain probabilities and storm probabilities increasing in time for the evening commute, and then more so this evening and tonight. Temperatures will kind of stall out today. In the upper 60s here locally in the Metroplex. So radar basically quiet now. Again, there's a little bit of mist out there, but as we look out to the west, this is now our approaching weather maker, and it continues to cause all kinds of active weather out to the west. But the bottom line is a big, deep area of low pressure, big storm trough out here. And again, one little wave. You can see it right there, just now crossing the New Mexico line. And again, that's going to be arriving as we go through really later today, this evening, and tonight. And again, as that does begin to arrive, yes, the opportunity of rain and storms will be there. Now look at the jet stream. This is the subtropical jet, but it's really energized because we're in this El Nino pattern. But we're going to have some winds within this jet stream flow, again, this evening and tonight, that are approaching 150, maybe even over 150 miles per hour. That's a big deal. And again, the opportunity, like I mentioned, of rain and storms will be there, but I think there's going to be an opportunity of a few severe storms. And I think the opportunity of a few severe storms may be on the upswing and maybe looking a little bit better than even yesterday. So that storm comes through. Again, it exits as we get into the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up. But I also want to show you this quickly as well. This is next week. And again, next week may become pretty unsettled by the end of the week as well. Again, more on that as well coming up momentarily. But again, later today, mainly this evening and tonight, this is the risk of severe weather. We'll have an initial opportunity of some showers late in the afternoon, but again, this is mainly late evening and tonight. From the Storm Prediction Center, there is a very low-end tornado zone. I'm not necessarily seeing any organized tornadic activity. I just don't think a tornado warning could be completely ruled out. The main concern would be hailstones up to $50, and again, the opportunity of some 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. And again, you can see locally for the Metroplex, we're going to keep the overall severe weather probabilities low, but again, they're not zero. So again, as we go through the afternoon, here comes the first opportunity, just in time for the evening commute. Now, I don't really see severe weather with this, but again, a few showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder late afternoon, early evening. Then we have a dry line sharpen out to the west, thunderstorms rapidly developing along the dry line, and then we'll have this broken line of activity. This is what could be severe, again, this evening, the first part of tonight, and then we'll have a solid line basically marching off to the east as we go through the overnight. Notice again by 9 a.m., 10 a.m., noon tomorrow, the activity basically clearing out there and again pulling off to the east. So the other piece of this, there is an opportunity of some heavier rain as well. Don't see a lot of flooding concerns developing, but again, some localized street flooding, and again, some localized flooding concerns may materialize, especially in our eastern counties. That's where the bulk of the heaviest rain is going to be. Again, here in the Metroplex, a quarter to right around a half an inch. I think on average, that'll be pretty common. A little bit less still out to the west, and as we really see that line fill in as it pushes into our eastern counties, again, some locations over there could pick up over an inch. And if we were to have some of those localized flooding concerns, again, I think it's mainly over in our eastern counties. So basically cloudy today, temperature stalling in the upper 60s, might tap a couple 70s out to the west with maybe a few peaks of sun out there. Again, if you're making Friday evening plans, the bottom line is it does look wet and again could become stormy the deeper we get into the evening. Overnight lows basically in the 50s, and then for tomorrow with clearing skies, 60s generally for daytime highs. Likely opportunity of rain and storms today as the storm system pulls away on Sunday. Could be a couple showers around. Otherwise, temperatures for the weekend look okay, but again, look at next week, could become quite unsettled again.